Hey, what's up, YouTube? YYC Copites. All right, it's Champions League football. 10:55 kickoff in what is a must-win game. Well, really not must-win, but must-not-lose game. Red Bull is in third in our group. We're in first, but unfortunately, that draw against Napoli has made this game much more important than what it possibly could have been. It would have been nice to go into this game with it just being kind of a whatever you want it to be game and play a lot of people and give people a rest, but unfortunately that's not the case. Obviously RB Salzburg they're a very understated team. And I've been looking at some stats here, and this Holland kid, I think he's either the top or tied for the top scorer in the Champions League so far this season. He's got 8 goals and 1 assist. Which is absolutely incredible in comparison. We got Salah with 3 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League so far. And this Salzburg team, they're not a cakewalk. I'm looking at the stats here. Defensively they seem pretty good. Tied for first in tackles succeeded. They're second in tackles attempted. They're ahead of us in shots per game. They're ahead of us in goals per game. They're averaging 3.2 goals per game right now in the Champions League. They've lost 1 game in all competitions at home. So we are playing over in Salzburg, and this is definitely a game that could have been, as I said, a nothing game, but it's become an extremely important game against an extremely good side. They've got a lot of talent. There's a lot of young talent there. There's a lot of pace there. So, it's definitely a game that we need to be up for and need to have everybody firing. Here in Calgary, kickoff's at 10:55 a.m. Obviously, Cat and Fiddle will be open at 10, so anybody going down there to watch the game, it's Champions League, there's always a good turnout. So get down there. It's a great atmosphere. Have some fun. I don't know too much about Salzburg. I've been trying to read up on them as much as I can here. And I just remember the game that we played at Anfield, and we were up 3-0. It looked like it was just going to be this cakewalk game, and we took our foot off the gas, and the next thing you know, it was 3-3, and it took a late goal from Mo Salah to get that game over the line, and that was at Anfield. So knowing that they have the ability to do that. Personally, I think that was probably the best thing that could have happened, because even if we would have won that game 3-0, we've still been going into this game with the same situation in front of us, a must not lose. And I think knowing that they have that ability to come back and to cause us problems is just going to put that much more into the squad, knowing that they have to be at their best all game. They can't let off at any given time. And you'll know that the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Jordan Henderson and the boys will be up saying it all game, like, let's keep it going, which is exactly what we need to do. When it comes to a starting 11, I don't have the slightest clue. I think we're going to see our best 11, but the question is really, what is our best 11 at this point? I would love to see Naby Keita in again for this game. I think his performance against Bournemouth, even though it was Bournemouth and they're not really the best side, they're one of the worst sides in the Premier League at the moment with all their injuries. It was basically their B side that we played. But I think he definitely deserves to be in that starting 11 and get another run. He just has this ability, and I think I'm going to touch on Keita here for a second just because we don't see too much of him. But I think it's very understated, his ability of reading the game and intercepting passes. He made a couple of interceptions in that Bournemouth game where he made it look easy. And they're not. There's the Salah goal, the ball that he received. It was going right to a midfielder, and he left his man and read that that's where the ball was going, and left his man slightly early, late enough that the Bournemouth player didn't have the ability to change his mind, but early enough that he knew where that ball was going, ran in, intercepted it, ran at the Bournemouth players, and played that gorgeous ball into Salah. So I think, knowing that and the ability he has to have that breakup play, not having Fabinho in the side, who is normally the player that's going to do that, I think that's a big bonus. And I think having him in for that game And he does have that ability to score goals. And obviously that link up play with Salah on the goal he scored against Bournemouth was the back heel from Salah was absolutely phenomenal. But he's looking at ways to get forward. He's that definition of a box-to-box midfielder. He will be down around the 6-yard box like when he scored his goal, but he will also be back at our own 6-yard box trying to break up play and recover the ball and get in his defensive shape. So I really think that giving him another opportunity in the lineup, and especially in a game of this magnitude where it is a must-not-lose, which you can look at as a must-win, because really we want to come out of our group in first. We don't want to come out in second again and give ourselves a harder task against like a Bayern Munich or a Real Madrid or a Paris Saint-Germain. If we're first in the group, we're going to take that second team coming out of another group, and I think that just, with the fixture list that we have, I think that's just the best possible thing for us at this moment. So definitely getting that offense out there, having a player like Keita in the squad, I think is going to be a major thing. The other one from the Bournemouth game, apparently Gini Wijnaldum was not in. He had a little bit of a knock, so that's why he didn't start. I think we probably see him come back into the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Wijnaldum, Henderson, Keita midfield. Our back five basically picks itself, except for the worry on this Lovren injury. And I feel that Joe Gomez really stepped into that center back role and played extremely well. Obviously, earlier in the season, he was definitely rusty. He was making some mistakes, some bad decisions, some bad time decisions. And I think giving him, if there is the chance of Lovren having a little bit of a niggling injury, I don't think we want to have him in that game. Just because we can't afford to lose another center back at this point in time. We lose Lovren, we've got Gomez and Van Dijk, and we've got Fabinho out. So if we lose Lovren and then some freak accident, Van Dijk or Gomez gets hurt, we're really hurting for a center back. So I think we definitely go with Joe Gomez. Plus, I think his recovery pace is going to be needed in this game. The likes of Minamino, the likes of Haaland, very quick players. They like to get in behind and make those runs. So having the pace of Gomez and Van Dijk back there, I think, is just going to be a bit more of a bonus than maybe playing a Lovren. If he's fit, he deserves to be in the lineup. So I definitely say if he's 100% fit, he starts. If he isn't 100% fit, I don't think he's in that lineup, and I think you will see him on the bench. As I said, the midfield, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Keita, I think is a great midfield for us for this game. Front three are going to be out there, and I think they've all really played well. Firmino, maybe not quite the Firmino we're used to in the game against Bournemouth, but at the same time, that Bournemouth team really just left some gaping holes in their lines, and there was no need for Firmino to play the way he normally does. He was more able to just sit back and sit on the center backs or come back every once in a while to take the ball. But they were giving our midfielders so much room that there was no point in him actually trying to play in between those lines because the midfielders were there anyway. So, but yeah, I just think that, obviously this is a Champions League game. It's a game we must win. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I think this is something that we, as fans, this is what we want to see. We want to be involved in these competitions. We want to be on top of the Premier League. We want to be fighting for the Champions League, fighting for whatever trophy we can get our hands on. So, obviously our fans are going to be there in full voice, and that's going to be awesome. The fans will be there full voice down at the Cat and Fiddle. As I said, it's a 10:55 a.m. kickoff. If you can make it down there, you're going to have a blast. So come down and check it out. Say hi to the lads. Again, if you want to join the official Calgary Supporters Club, it's $20 to become a member. If you see me down there, you can come talk to me, and I can point you in the direction of the right people. Or you can go onto our website as well. Sign up, get yourself one of these gorgeous LFC Calgary scarves, and yeah, It's awesome, and obviously the more members we have, the more things we can do and things like that. So Champions League football, and then let's get this one out of the way and focus on the next one, and let's hope we don't really have to have anything in the back of our mind or like it'd be nice for this to just be an easy game and the lads to get a rest at some point. So come on, you Reds, and you'll never walk alone, and we'll see you at the Cat and Fiddle.